Welcome to Locksportcast, your weekly source for Locksport news. This is episode 126, recorded November 27th, 2022. I'm your host, Charles Grant. And in today's episode, the start of the LPU Raffle season, Brummie's Corbin returns home, what it's like to be a competitive lockpicker, peanut butter can open locks, criminals, products, events, meetups, sales, giveaways, and more. You can subscribe to the audio version of the show on most podcast apps and at thelocksportscast.com. You can subscribe to the video version on YouTube, Odyssey, Rumble, or Apple Podcasts. Links to stories discussed will be in the show notes. Some apps limit the length of show notes and the ability to post full links, but you can always find full show notes with all of the links at thelocksportscast.com. This week, I'd like to start off with an apology to Barebones Lockpicking and any of their customers. Barebones sent me a note at the beginning of the month, like usual, with their most recent coupon code and some new products and other news. And I read the note and replied to it and then forgot to put it in my database. And if it doesn't get in my database, it doesn't get on the outline for the episode. I feel really bad about that because Barebones has been really, really good about sending me constant updates with new coupon codes for you guys, the listeners, and new products and stuff like that, which is something that I have been asking other companies to do, but they either just don't respond or they tell me to sign up for their newsletter and get the news that way. So I really appreciate that Barebones does give me that information on a regular basis because I really like to have that to share with you guys. So anyway, I've added the Barebones information to this episode and we'll try and get caught up. Hopefully better late than never. Well, it is the beginning of the LPU Raffle season again. And there was a note posted both in the Reddit and on the Discord by Correct Jeans. And I thought I would share that with you here, and hopefully you can help contribute to the raffle. It says, the air is getting a bit nippy again in the Northern Hemisphere, and that can only mean one thing, raffle season is back. It's once again time for the r/lockpicking and LPU Discord to combine forces and bust our blank, raising money for charity. Whether it is due to growth of our community or growth in our hearts, every year our annual charity raffle manages to grow in size, both in terms of donation and prizes. In 2020, we raised $14,584, followed by $37,550 in 2021, and $48,122 in 2022. Looks like we're going to smash 50K easily this time. As always, the prize pool is entirely donated by the community. These can be anything you think would be of interest, whether it be locks or toothbrushes. If you would like to contribute prizes to this year's raffle, please DM Correct Jeans on Reddit or Discord with the following information. What would you like to contribute? What country are you in? Are you willing to pay for domestic shipping? Are you willing to ship internationally? And if so, are you willing to pay for international shipping? Or do you have a maximum cost you are willing to contribute towards shipping? Is your contribution intended for one pot or multiple pots? Pictures of your contribution are optional, but appreciated. All prizes remain at their point of origin until the end of the raffle, at which point each contributor will be paired with the winner of their prize. Consolidation of prizes to save on shipping costs and enable wider distribution is encouraged, but not required. Contributors will be given a role on the LPU Discord that grants access to a raffle contributors channel, where people can show off their stuff and organize prize consolidation where appropriate. Your shipping preferences and country of origin will be used to help group prize pots together, and that information will be labeled publicly on the prize pots. This is a necessity for running an international event like this, as it allows the prizes to remain distributed across the world and allows people to choose where to put their tickets with full knowledge of what shipping costs they might incur if they win a given prize. In the last year, we had 63 prize pots from 65 separate contributors. The amount of generosity that has been present in the prize pool every year is honestly staggering. This year, the prize contribution portion of the raffle will run from 11/26/2022 to 12/24, and the donation phase will occur during the following month, starting on January 1st. We apologize for changing the window slightly this year, but we need that week of buffer to organize all of the prizes properly before donation phase starts. Contributions will be distributed into a collection of prize pots. Starting in January, people can enter the raffle by providing proof of donation to one of the list of approved charities. Additions welcome. Their donation will be converted into tickets, which can be entered freely among the prize pots. If you have any questions about any part of the prize contribution process or how the raffle will be run this year, feel free to reach out on Reddit or Discord. And I can't link into the Discord easily, but I can link to the post on Reddit. And so if anybody's interested, get a hold of Correct Genes on either one of those services. Next up, Brummie's evil Corbin has returned home. After going through a total of 50 different pickers, the lock has made its way back to Brummie Lockpicker, and in an interesting way. So I recommend you watch the video I will have linked in the show notes, which is his video entitled On Holiday in Egypt, and Evil Corbin Padlock Gets Delivered to Hotel from Kixpix. But the lock made it through a total of 50 separate hands, all of which are recorded in the logbook as to whether they picked it or not. And then Brummie got another shot at picking it when he got it back, and he was successful. So you can watch that in the video as well. I have to say, I really like the whole sharing of the Corbin lock, all the hands that it went through. It was all a really kind of a long, drawn out like mini series, following its travels, watching it move around, and watching it first get picked. Fun stuff. One of the most famous padlocks in YouTube Locksport land. So be sure to check out Brummie's video. And as I said earlier, link will be in the show notes. Next up, we're going to take a little bit of a down note. This was a tweet put out by Rubber Band, brought to my attention by Terrell. And it's about the loss of a friend in the locksmithing industry. And I thought I would share it here just in case anybody else knows this person. I didn't personally know who this is, and as such, I don't know how to properly pronounce this name, so I apologize. So it's spelled Berj. So I don't know if that's Berj, anyway, of ITL or Intralock Tools, makers of some of the best, most robust key machines in the locksmith industry, has passed away back in August. He served the locksmith industry with decades of knowledge and rapport. He was universally helpful, collegiate, and friendly. So I'm sorry for your loss, Rubber Band, and rest in peace. Moving on to a little bit of a lighter note. The video I mentioned last week that Deviant was going to be releasing, of course, did release at the same day as the podcast, as was expected. That video is entitled Learning Lockpicking While Blind, Divergent, and More. I did receive a note from Deviant about this, and he says that he was invited down to Texas by an assorted group of blind, low vision, and neurodiverse folk who wanted to learn about lockpicking, and said they are jointly publishing this as a way of sharing this lesson plan with the public in hopes that more classes like this can be replicated by others if more schools want to attempt this. He's only one person, and there's only so much he can do. He also was very clear that everyone seen in this video signed a media release and expressly wanted to be featured. The description of the video says, "This is a project in which I'm incredibly grateful to have been able to participate. As some of you know, I have worked with a number of individuals who have been interested in learning about lockpicking and physical security, even though they may not be able-bodied or neurotypical. I believe that the only true qualification for getting to learn something is whether or not someone has the desire to learn that thing. If they want to learn, it's my pleasure to teach. I also believe very strongly in the notion that everybody has something to say, and everybody deserves to feel seen, heard, and included. For this reason, I have always tried to explore ways of communicating and delivering material so that it can be digested and enjoyed by all. This video showcases a lesson plan which was developed in order to convey the concepts surrounding pin tumbler locks to students who are either unsighted, neurodivergent, or otherwise not adequately served by the traditional lockpicking educational content that I and others like me have already put out into the world. It is my hope that this lesson plan is easy to follow and that it could be recreated by other educators and administrators from schools, community groups, and social circles so that folks who would like to pick locks but don't know if they are able to grasp the concepts involved have a shot at learning. As with almost everything I create, the following rules apply. This material is openly released under the Creative Commons with a NC BY-SA license, so anyone who wishes to use any or all of this for non-commercial purposes may do so with attribution as long as the freedom for others to do the same is maintained. As always, follow the 2 golden rules of lockpicking and be kind to each other because everyone deserves love and acceptance. Link to that video, in case you haven't already seen it, will be in the show notes, but I appreciate Deviant developing this program and then releasing it to the world to be shared. So thank you for that, Deviant. Moving on to blogs and articles, we have an article that was published in Inside Hook on November 4th called What's It Like to Be a Competitive Lockpicker? We asked one. Yep, it's a real gig, and Skylar Town tells us exactly what that means. Town is a research scholar at the Ronan Institute studying the history and anthropology of security technologies and instructor for Atlas Obscura and a recovering competitive lockpicker. I say recovering because, from what I can tell, once you've immersed yourself in the world of lockpicking, at the level Town has anyway, you never really leave it, or rather, it never leaves you. And that's just the beginning of the article, so I recommend that you head over and check the whole thing out. It's a pretty good read. And on the Sparrows Lockpicks blog, we have an article called Peanut Butter Can Open Locks. And the beginning of that article reads, the standard way to open a lock is with a key, and after that, lockpicks. However, when attacking locks, you should look at alternate methods. Lockpicking in many ways can be a thinking game, and below is an example of a lock that was opened in a unique way. Take this as encouragement to experiment a bit, but not to escape from prison. This extreme case of opening a lock via an alternative method happened in the Walker County Jail on Sunday, July 30th, 2017. Walker's relatively small jail close to Birmingham, Alabama, that houses around 250 inmates. So head over there and check that out. Link, of course, in the show notes. Moving on to products, we are going to go through the stuff that I was supposed to share from Barebones Lockpicking. First up, I'm going to mention the discount code. I will also mention it in the sales section, but I want to put it here too for all of those that didn't hear it before. So the code is BONES10, and it gives you 10% off store-wide, now also including Law Lock Tools, and this will run until the end of the year. So this is an important change because before their discount codes always excluded Law Lock Tools. Now this particular one for 10% off does include Law Lock Tools, so be sure to check that out. On the product news front, the femur handle has had an upgrade. An extra brass insert and grub screw has been added along the back spine. This will remove all lateral movement regardless of the pick handle width. Any previous customers of the femur who mention can get a free insert and grub screw on their next order. They also have a new handle out called the Backbone, and they say that comes with a pick. Looks like you can choose one of 3 thicknesses, and the handle and a stand. Say it's designed to mix aesthetic peel with practical design for a comfortable grip, and it looks like they're currently charging $19.95. They also wanted to share that Barebones is now offering a 15% discount on 2 of their beginner kits for anyone upgrading from a cheap or crappy pick set. And they say that a discussion on Discord gave birth to the idea and have some hope it will build a wall of shame to warn others about buying poor quality tools. The actual post on their website, if you go to their homepage and scroll down, you can actually read this, but it says, have you purchased a cheap set of lockpicks since the 30th of June 2022, which didn't quite work? They keep bending and breaking on each use. Can't even get them in the keyway? Well, we have some good news for you. Just because you hadn't heard of Barebones Lockpicking or didn't try us first isn't the reason for suffering a second time around. So email us with the subject, I want some new bones. Include a receipt of your lockpick purchase dated after the 30th of June 2022 with a picture of the broken picks and we'll send you a coupon code for 15% off your first purchase of either the beginner lockpicking kit or the advanced lockpicking kit. Sticks and stones will certainly break bones, but our picks will almost never bend on you, or at least not easily. Come join the Bones family and get into Locksport the way it should have been on your first try. Pretty cool idea for anybody who happens to buy a cheap, crappy set. A lot of us start off that way. We buy some cheap, crappy pick just to see if we like lockpicking, and then the picks start breaking or bending or not working well at all, and we spend more money to go get a good set. And in this way, you can at least recoup some or all of the cost of that initial bad pick set and get some better quality picks. So I really like that idea. All right, next up, over on Twitter, Tyler J. Thomas tweeted, "These things look sweet." And it's a picture that appears to show a pick made to mount into one of those, how do I describe this? One of those like box knife things where the blades slide out and then snap off. You snap off the sections of the used blade, so you always have a sharp section. Well, it's in one of those handles, but it's a pick that's been replaced the blade insert. Interesting idea. And then responding to that, Lockjaw Manufacturing said, "The good news is that we are currently developing these." And then after that, Tyler said, "Cat's out of the bag, should be available for purchase in approximately 4 months. I can't speak for the rest, but I told them I needed a short hook and a half diamond." So there will be a link in the show notes to that Twitter thread so you can check it out. Lots of people, of course, saying that this isn't a new idea, but it is fairly new idea that somebody would be actually manufacturing and selling them in mass. And over on YouTube, Andy Perrin, I'm not sure how you pronounce your last name, sorry about that, put out a video entitled "New Locksmith Tool Revealed, Perfect Christmas Present, Locksmith." It's a tool he's calling the Snibber tool. It is designed for locksmiths doing lockout service, specifically on, I'm not sure how to describe this either, but we don't use them too much here in the area I live in, but it's the deadbolt style lock that bolts to the inside of the door with the cylinder going through, not the one that's fully mortised in the door, but kind of bolts on the back side of the door, the inside side of the door with a flipper handle. And this is an interesting tool that he's come up with so that rather than trying to drill out the lock, which is a complex and noisy, time-consuming process, you drill a hole through the door next to the lock and then use his tool to flip the lever. Comes with instructions on how to work it and where to drill the hole, the tool itself, and some wooden plugs, some dowels to plug the hole in the door. If you are a locksmith responding to lockouts where this might be of use, be sure to check it out. Link to his video, of course, in the show notes. Moving on to events and meetups, we have B-Sides Ottawa, November 28th and 29th, happening pretty much right as this episode releases. It's at the Brook Street Hotel in Ottawa, Canada. So if you happen to be in the area, you might want to head over and check it out. Of course, B-Sides almost always have a lockpicking village, so something to check out. And Le Lockpick Festival, happening in Paris, December 10th and 11th. Not a fully public event, but if you are a locksmith or affiliated with locksmiths in the area, you might be wanting to head over there and check that out. Seats are limited, so I don't know if any are still available, but might still be, so might be worth checking out. Moving on to Lockpickers United belts this week, just one new belt. Don Picks earned a brown belt this week, so congratulations to you, Don Picks, for your new belt. For anybody not already familiar with the Lockpickers United belt system, there are links in the show notes to videos and resource pages that explain what it is, what the rules are, how the system works, and why it is so much fun. So be sure to head over and check those out. And now it's time to take a quick break. Say thank you to the people that made this episode possible. Producers for this episode include the financial supporters, which are Medler, Panda-Frog, Michael Gilchrist, Starlock, William Sprain, Dave to be Deciphered, Lebon's Locksport Journey, Pat from Uncensored Tactical, Three Raccoons in a Coat, Chirel, aka Anthony, DoctorHogmaster, Clayton Howard, aka Cooltoon, Mog, John Locke, Rat Yoke, Mr. Picker, Cranky Lockpicker, JHP Picking, Barebones Lockpicking, Deadbolt Cafe, NWA Lockpicker, Snake, and Paracentric. Chief content producer for this episode, yet again, Anthony, aka Chirel. Other content producers for this episode, Barebones Lockpicking, Correct Genes, Deviant Olaf, iFisk, Jeff and Things, Joshua Gonzalez, Lock Fumbler, Lockpicker 1969, Panda-Frog, Robson, and Tony Varelli. Thank you to all of you for your support, all the information you send in. I really, really appreciate it, and this show would not be possible without that support. So if you value the show, please help support it by sending in your news, links, events, giveaway information, anything you have that's Locksport related. You can send it to podcast@thelocksportscast.com or any of the other methods listed in the show notes. Don't forget to share the show with your lockpicking friends. Leave a comment, thumbs up, review, whatever your platform of choice allows. Don't forget to subscribe on at least one platform. You can donate if you want to help financially. That is absolutely not required. You get nothing for it, really. I used to try and get the episode out early, but right now I'm lucky to get the episode out on time. So just to be clear, you get nothing for it. It's absolutely not required. But if you want to help financially, you can donate on PayPal, Patreon, or Subscribestar. Anyone, your choice. If you have an interesting story about something that happened to you in Locksport or because of Locksport or locksmithing, send it in. I'd love to share it on the show. People love stories, so more stories, the better. If you want to send me feedback, you can do that too. You can send it to the email I said above or go to locksportscast.com/contact. Feedback can either be confidential or it can be shared on the show, your choice. Moving on to criminal news for this week, we have 2 arrested in Roseville with the intent to defraud. This is out of Roseville, California. 2 people were arrested on October 31st with intent to defraud. According to Placer County Sheriff's Office, around 12:39 a.m. on October 31st, a deputy conducted a traffic stop on 3 people inside a vehicle in Roseville on Blue Oaks Boulevard. The 3 people inside the vehicle were detained while deputies arrived on the scene to search the vehicle. While searching the vehicle, deputies said that they found numerous items of personally identifying information not belonging to any of the vehicle's occupants, including debit cards, credit cards, checkbook, driver's licenses, and a notebook containing a list of names, birth dates, and bank account numbers. Deputies also found a lockpick set, a loose spark plug, and a air wedge car door opener inside the vehicle. I feel like I've covered this story before, but sometimes I lose track because they're covered in different ways on different publications. So I apologize if I have already. Anyway. Deputies arrested 1 person for possession of personally identifying information with intent to defraud with a prior conviction, driving with a suspended license, possession of burglary tools, possession of stolen property, and 3 felony warrants. Deputies arrested the 2nd person for possession of personally identifying information with intent to defraud, found with both the lockpick set and the air wedge for opening car doors. So it certainly appears that they are using them as tools of the trade for their identity theft capers, I guess. Next up is a story out of Walhalla, South Carolina. I'm gonna mispronounce county names and stuff here, so I apologize. Oconee County teen arrested at school charged with stealing guns from relative, deputies say. The article says that an upstate teen was arrested at his high school Thursday morning after investigators said he broke into a relative's safe and stole guns, jewelry, and other items. The Oconee County Sheriff's Office said the suspect was arrested at Walhalla High School. Warrants show he faces charges of safecracking and grand larceny related to an ongoing property crimes investigation. Watt said the arrest was part of an investigation that began on October 24th when a safe was broken into at the home on North Highway 11 in West Union. According to arrest warrants, the suspect broke into the safe and stole multiple firearms, cash, silver bars, and coins and jewelry from the home. A diamond and emerald ring that was stolen was valued at more than $10,000, according to the warrant. They say he was not charged with burglary since he previously lived at the house, which belonged to the family member. Deputies say no weapons were found during the arrest, either on his person or in his vehicle. The suspect was released from custody after posting a $90,000 surety bond. Unfortunately, we don't know what they mean by safe cracking. That term can be very broad in the law and doesn't necessarily mean he cracked the safe. For all we know, he may have had the combination and just opened the safe. Since he lived there before, he may have had the combination, but opened the safe without authorization, and that leads to a safe cracking charge. Or maybe he cut into the safe with a circular saw. Who knows? But since it said safe cracking, I thought it would apply. All right, moving on to sales. I'm going to go over some of the Black Friday sales that are still good, at least through the day this episode releases. First up, we have No Starch Press has a Black Friday sale, 35% off and free shipping on U.S. orders over $50. And that will include the Locksport book pre-order. If you're not familiar with the Locksport book, I have announced a couple of times on the show. It is written by 5 different people, I believe, all well known in the locksport, locksmithing, and security industries. So you head over and check that out at the link in the show notes. That sale ends November 28th. And Multi-Pick also has a Black Friday sale that is running until Monday. And that one is not with a code. There's a specific page, which I have a link to in the show notes, at least for the English version. And it's just a whole list of products that they currently have on sale. And Covert Instruments is also having a Black Friday sale. That sale, they say, runs from the 23rd through the 30th. So you have a couple of days left to get on that. And I've heard from people that there are some pretty decent deals on there. So you might want to check that out. And ZFix or Vent has a sale. They say it's the Black Week sale. It's up to 30% off. And it runs through the 29th. I will have a link to that sale page in the show notes, just like with the Covert Instruments. There is a sale page with all of the products that are on sale listed. Southord has a Black Friday sale with the code THANKS22, and that runs through December 4th. 25% discount off all products at southord.com. So a little time to use this one still. Code THANKS22. And now on to our regular sales. Bare Bones Lockpicking has the code BONES10, 10% off store-wide, including Law Lock Tools now. And just go to bareboneslockpicking.com. That discount code is good through the end of the year. There are still 2 products left on the Southord Cosmetically Blemished Lockpick Tools and Accessories page. Looks like those are currently the 8 and 10 pin versions of their circular lock impressioning tool. And their sales page is currently empty. But since you can get their Black Friday sale through the 4th, not such a big loss to have the sale page empty. If you're looking for Law Lock Tools, go check out Review Guru on Twitter. I believe the link for 10% off is still good that he provided on his Twitter page. There will be a link to that in the show notes. 3dlocksport.com, 10% off with the code LSCast10. Lots of really cool 3D printed Locksport accessories over there. If you're planning on getting a gift for somebody in Locksport, not a bad plan to get them something from 3D Locksport. Lots of pick holders and other accessories, not just picks. A lot of people will think about getting picks for Lockpicker, but Lockpickers can be pretty picky about their picks. But everybody needs a place to hold more lockpicks. We all seem to have more lockpicks than we have holders. So something to think about. Or maybe you want to get them some new locks. Mako locks, 15% off the code BYMAKO. That code always seems to work. If anybody tries it and it doesn't work, please let me know, because I just kind of stopped checking it because it always works. So again, let me know if it doesn't. Same goes for uklockpickers.co.uk, 10% off with the code GIFT. Moving on to giveaways, Lock Fumbler is now having a 300 sub giveaway. The giveaway is announced in the video number 128, 300 subscribers appreciation giveaway. Hashtag LockFumbler300. The description reads in part, to celebrate this milestone, I would like to give away some goodies, and I hope you like the prize pool and will participate in the giveaway. This will run until... Oh, here we run into a little problem. So this video was posted on November 25th, I believe, but he must have copied and pasted here because he's got the giveaway will run until September 12th, 2022, which was several months ago. So I'm guessing this was copy and pasted from a previous giveaway. So Lockfumber, if you're listening, please update that. I'm sure you say it in the video, but I forgot to write it down. I just copied and pasted the description so I would have the information, and evidently that needs to be updated. If you want to know how to enter, head over and check out the video that he posted. Links, of course, in the show notes. You can check out what the prize pool will be and what all the rules are to get entered. Panda-Frog put out a video called Quick First Sunday Advent Giveaway. Hashtag PFXmas. Hashtag giveaway. So it sounds like he's kind of doing an Advent calendar thing with weekly giveaways. Post a video on Friday with the giveaway on Sunday. So check out Panda-Frog's latest video, link in the show notes, and stay tuned to his channel for more giveaways. And he's also still running the Panda-Frog huge 2K subscriber giveaway, the hashtag PFGoes2K. Several chances to enter in that with 5 different videos being made. He just released the 4th in that series of videos. I believe the giveaway ends 1 week after the 5th video is published, and we have only 4 videos out, so you still have time to get in on that giveaway. Pretty good prize pool there, so be sure to check that out. The Lockpicker 1969 has the Sparrow's Dark Shift giveaway celebrating 300 subscribers, and that giveaway runs until December 2nd, so be sure to head over, check out the link in the show notes if you want to get in on that one before it's too late. The instructions are only given in the video, so check that out. CLK Supplies, the hashtag LockBoss giveaway runs every week. Be sure to check that out if you're into giveaways. And that wraps it up for this episode. Thank you to all of my loyal listeners. I appreciate you all. Thank you to everyone who helps support the show with information and donations. Really couldn't do it without you. Big thank you and shout out to Terrell, aka Anthony, for providing usually about half the stories in any given episode lately. Just couldn't get it done without him. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, and remember to keep it legal.